Today we are performing practical number 6, which is convert AC signal into DC signal using half-wave rectifier. Electrical energy is distributed as alternating current because AC voltage can be increased or decreased with the help of the transformer. We can see the transformer, which is step down or step up transformer. When we want to increase the AC voltage, then we can use step up transformer. When we want to decrease the AC voltage, then we used step down transformer. This allows power to be transmitted through power lines efficiently. AC voltage is represented as sine wave voltage. For certain electronic applications like computers, DC power supply is required. Rectifier is a circuit that converts AC to pulsating DC. The student will be able to analyze the unidirectional behavior of the diode for rectification. In this practical, we are performing the half-wave rectifier. डायग्राम दिसते बघा हाफ वेव्ह रेक्टिफायरची. याच्यामध्ये मी आत्ताच जसं सांगितलं तुम्हाला, ट्रान्सफॉर्मर स्टेप अप किंवा स्टेप डाऊन ट्रान्सफॉर्मर, जे आपलं इनपुट व्होल्टेज असतं AC व्होल्टेज 230 व्होल्ट जे इनपुट असतं त्याला जर स्टेप डाऊन करणं म्हणजे त्याचं व्होल्टेज कमी करणं. जसं मोबाईलचं चार्जर, त्याला समजा 12 व्होल्ट किंवा 5 व्होल्ट सप्लाय असेल रिक्वायर्ड असेल, म्हणजे मोबाईलला चार्जिंगसाठी जो रिक्वायर सप्लाय जो असतो इनपुट व्होल्टेज चार्जिंगसाठी, तर ते जर 5 व्होल्ट असेल फक्त, तर आपल्याला चार्जर 5 व्होल्टचंच रिक्वायर्ड आहे. म्हणजे आपण काय यूज करणार, त्याच्यामध्ये ट्रान्सफॉर्मर जो आहे तो 5 व्होल्टचा यूज करणार, म्हणजे स्टेप डाऊन केला. जर 230 व्होल्टपेक्षा जास्त पॉवर हवी असेल तर त्याला स्टेप अप ट्रान्सफॉर्मर यूज करतात. ते इलेक्ट्रिसिटी बोर्ड जे यूज करतं, मोठे मोठे ट्रान्सफॉर्मर असतात ते स्टेप अप ट्रान्सफॉर्मर असतात. इलेक्ट्रॉनिक सर्किटरीमध्ये जे यूज करतो आपण ते स्टेप डाऊन ट्रान्सफॉर्मर असतात. आता इथे बघा AC इनपुट हा ट्रान्सफॉर्मर यूज केला आहे, त्याच्यानंतर डायोड यूज केलेला आहे, एक रेजिस्टर यूज केलेला आहे. याच्या अक्रॉस, डायोडच्या अक्रॉस जे आपल्याला आउटपुट मिळणार आहे ते हाफ वेव्ह आउटपुट मिळणार आहे. सिंगल डायोड यूज केला की ते हाफ वेव्ह रेक्टिफायर होतो. 2 डायोड यूज केले की 2 डायोड किंवा 4 डायोड यूज करून आपण फुल वेव्ह रेक्टिफिकेशन घेऊ शकतो. तर ही आहे आपली सर्किट डायग्राम. त्याच्यानंतर रिसोर्सेस रिक्वायर्ड जे आहेत ते आहेत CRO 0 to 20 मेगाहर्ट्स ड्युअल ट्रेस CRO रिक्वायर्ड आहे आपल्याला. DC व्होल्टमीटर जे आहे 0 to 20 व्होल्ट, DC ॲमीटर 0 to 200 मिली ॲम्पियर और 0 to 200 मायक्रो ॲम्पियर. त्याच्यानंतर ब्रेडबोर्ड नाही, आपण किट यूज करतो आहे. ट्रान्सफॉर्मर इनबिल्ट आहे किटवर. डायोड 1N4001 इनबिल्ट आहे, सिलिकॉन डायोड आहे हा. रेजिस्टर 1 किलो ओहम, कनेक्टिंग वायर्स आणि CRO प्रोब्स, हे सगळे कंपोनंट्स जे आहेत ते रिक्वायर्ड आहे आपल्याला. याच्यामध्ये आपल्याला जे वेवफॉर्म आहे, वेवफॉर्म ॲट सेकंडरी ऑफ द ट्रान्सफॉर्मर, म्हणजे ट्रान्सफॉर्मरच्या सेकंडरीला जी काही वेवफॉर्म येईल ती ड्रॉ करायची इथे. त्याच्यानंतर वेवफॉर्म ॲट द आउटपुट ऑफ द रेजिस्टर, आउटपुट वेवफॉर्म आहे ती इथे ड्रॉ करायची आहे. त्याच्यानंतर आपला हा जो काय आहे हा ऑब्झर्वेशन टेबल आहे तो आपण बघणार आहोत प्रॅक्टिकली.
Today we are going to perform experiment via virtual lab platform, and the aim of this experiment is to trace the wave shape of input and the output signal of half wave rectifier and calculate its ripple factor. So first of all we need to see the connections that is in this circuit diagram given here. This is the PN junction diode, and this PN junction diode is used for the rectification purpose because of its unidirectional conducting property. As per the unidirectional conducting property of diode, When the input signal is the positive going signal, then P-type material of this diode is getting positive potential and the N-type material will get the negative potential, and this diode will be forward biased and start conducting. And during the reverse biasing, when there is the negative half cycle, this diode won't conduct. This property is called as the unidirectional conducting property, and this property we are utilizing for the rectification. So here the AC input signal is given to this PN junction diode, and on the output side we have connected the load resistor across which the rectified output can be seen. So how to perform this experiment step by step? The first step is, first of all, we need to set the value of load resistance here. So through this, we can change the value of load resistance here, and that is given in ohms. So let's set the value of load resistance as 1000 ohm, that is 1 kilo ohm. Then after that, we need to start the experiment by clicking on this button, that is on. So we start performing the experiment, and after that we need to click on this button. This is the sine wave button to provide the input signal to the PN junction diode, and this is the sinusoidal input signal. So we can double click on this button and we can observe that the sine wave that is given as input to this PN junction diode, this is displayed here on the CRO screen. CRO stands for cathode ray oscilloscope, and this is the CRO screen that is used to display the waveform. So here we can see this is the two-dimensional grid here, and this is with the pattern, this is 8 cross 10. 8 cross 10 means we can see here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 8 blocks are there on the vertical grid, and if we see the horizontal grid, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. So there are the 10 divisions in the horizontal grid. And to improve the precision, each major division that is divided into 5 major subdivisions. We can see here 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So one major division is divided into 5 minor divisions, and the horizontal axis this represents the time, and the vertical axis this represents the amplitude, that is the voltage of the applied signal. So amplitude versus time we can have plot here on the CRO, and this is called as the display screen of CRO. So first step, that is we have set the value of load resistor. Then after that we have applied the sinusoidal input signal here. We can see here. Then after that we can click on this oscilloscope, and this is giving us the output waveform, and the output is measured across the load resistor. So when we do this experiment physically in the lab, then we need to measure the output across this load resistor, and the CRO probe is connected in between this point and this point. So CRO probe, the one is positive and the another is negative. The two CRO probes are connected across the load resistor to see the output waveform, and that we can observe here. So in the half wave rectifier, the corresponding to positive half cycle of input, this diode will be forward biased and passing the current, and when current passes through the load resistor, there is voltage drop across the load resistor, and output can be seen approximately same as input, and corresponding to negative half cycle of input, this diode will be reverse biased, open circuit, not passing any current, and when there is no current via this load resistor, there will be no voltage drop, and the output we can observe here is 0. And in the CRO we have two channels. So if we click on channel 1, we can see here the applied sinusoidal input signal. And if we click on channel 2, we can observe here the output waveform, that is the rectified signal that is seen across the load resistor. And if we click on the dual, then we can observe both waveforms simultaneously, the input signal and the rectified output signal. So corresponding to positive half cycle, we are getting the positive output, and corresponding to negative half cycle, there is no output that can be seen. And there are two control knobs here. The one control knob, that is the specifying as volt per division, and the second control knob, that is also volt per division, but these two are shown for the two channels, because in the two channel we can observe two waveform. So channel 1 setting can be controlled by this volt per division, and channel 2 setting can be controlled by this volt per division. And the purpose of volt per division, that is to zoom in or out along the y-axis. And we have the time per division, that is common for both the channel, and with the help of this time per division we can zoom in or out along the x-axis. And this is the position y to shift the waveform either in the upward direction or in the downward direction. And this is for the channel 2, we can move either the waveform in the upward direction or in the downward direction. And here the frequency is displayed as 1000 Hertz, and the amplitude of signal is 1 volt. So how we can calculate the amplitude of signal? The method to calculate the amplitude of signal is, first of all, we need to see here the volt per division. So volt per division is 1. Volt per division is 1, that means the complete block, that is equal to 1 volt. This 1 square, this is 1 block or 1 major division, that is equal to 1 volt. And as 1 major division, that is divided into 5 minor subdivisions, so each minor subdivision, that is equal to 0.2 volt. So volt per division we have set to 1, and we need to see the number of division. So number of division, as the amplitude of signal is covering 1 complete block. If we see the peak of signal, this peak of signal from ground, if we measure, this is taking 1 complete block or 1 complete division. So volt per division, that is multiplied by number of division, that is 1. So 1 into 1 is indicating the amplitude here is 1 volt. And let's say we need to calculate the frequency of signal. For that purpose, we have to see the time per division, and the time per division here is set to 0.1 millisecond. So time per division is 0.1 millisecond. That means if we proceed in the horizontal direction, then this particular block, this is covering total the 0.1 millisecond time. So one block is representing the 0.1 millisecond, and this is the time per division, and we need to see the number of total divisions here. So if we see the frequency of signal, so we are taking 1 complete positive half cycle and 1 complete negative half cycle. So this is covering how many total divisions? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. So total 10 divisions are covered, and the time per division is 0.1. So 0